Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Star Destroyer Gaming, here with some Battle for Tannenberg 10v10 gameplay here, and I'm going to be showcasing a guide on how to best use the German 20th Panzer Division. So this division is a little bit unique. It has some, it doesn't have the same amount of tanks. This is supposed to be a Panzer Division, but as you can see, its heaviest tank is a Boy to Stalin, everything else is Panzer IVs, and the anti-tank tab, again, nothing like Hetzers, no heavy armored vehicles here. So this division, in spite of the name, is not really a Panzer division, and that makes it unique. It's a division that is much more comfortable in a bit of a supporting role, deploying themselves against Allied forces. So if you look at their anti-tank tab, though, they abound in anti-tank equipment, and they have plenty of powerful 88mm guns in their inventory. So, a lot of divisions I like to use here, for example, because you think about a push or pull type thing. You try to fight this way or this way. Or here, this is a good place to use close combat divisions. Or here, again, lots of maneuver, but people, including me, tend to neglect generally these wide open spaces here because they have a combination of very long and short sight lines that cannot work well for some divisions. What I'm going to be doing today is pushing right here in this area, and hopefully I'm managing to defend a very wide space, essentially by myself, and do it successfully. So first off, we're going to want a lot of recon out because there's a lot of space to cover. We'll put some spot troop out, and then anti-tank wise, we want to dot this a little bit, and then we have our blitz style here. I think that right there is probably a good spot for something of that nature there. Now let's keep putting out recon. At the very beginning, we just want to have a firm idea of what exactly the field is looking like, and then we can kind of fill it up with anti-tank guns. Here in the center, we are going to throw in some infantry to support us, and that should be our opener there, all set up. It looks like the Finns are coming in here. It's Großdeutschland, or Großdeutschland. Yeah, so as you can see, people have noticed, or this guy in particular has noticed the lack of support here, but I am happy to provide that for him. This guy's got plenty of AA, that's for sure. I don't see the enemies developing any of their own forces here, which is really good for us. It looks like they have similarly neglected it, so we'll push some infantry a little farther up than we had before to properly take advantage of their lack of preparedness. It looks like us, there's lots of spaces where they've just deployed a couple of AT guns. But the joke's on them because I'm going to be pushing pretty hard here. If we can, I do think that's well within our capabilities to do. Something to note on these wider maps here. Oh yeah, see this guy, way underprepared for that. Looks like there's a heavy enemy presence here.
Don't shoot! Feind gesichtet.
Our Boy to Stalin should be able to easily overpower these. Now this Boy to Stalin is a great tool because it's only available in A phase. And that kind of forces it to use it right here, and it's a powerful unit. There's no doubt about that. And it will often outclass anything that the Allies can bring to the table. Another way they're going to be outclassed here is that they have these 45 mils, which don't have explosive ammo, and our anti-tank guns that we're about to deploy.
Feind direkt vor eigener Stellung. Zweiter Zug einsatzbereit.
Dump some guys there. And a recon tank for good measure. Although here they do.
Und stürmt oder
They are
schneit.
finally bringing in some serious firepower.
Zurück! Und zwar langsam! Panzer, halt!
Yeah, we can let this thing just pound away. Now, this thing's rate of fire is slow, very slow, 3 rounds a minute. But actually, this is generous because in real life, you know, Second World War, this thing had a rate of 1 to 2 rounds per minute because, you know, these things have the 2-piece ammunition. We have to remove the case, put in, basically load 2 rounds instead of 1, and that's why its ammunition supply is so limited because the rounds are
Wie
just
lautet
so
Ihr Befehl,
enormous.
Hauptmann?
So I spoke too soon regarding this because now all of a sudden they have one of these out.
Jawohl, Herr Kommandant. Zum Schützenrodel aufgehen, mir nach!
So a great thing, like I said, if only we had some air units that were available
Ein
here.
Abschussring
They
mehr.
normally didn't look at any AA whatsoever, and so we should be able to like
Geschütz einsatzbereit.
use that to our advantage.
Hat jemand ein Taxi bestellt? Wir wurden getroffen! Feind direkt vor eigener Stellung.
I don't know if these guys are gonna make it, but let's
Feind
give
direkt
it
vor
a
eigener
shot
Stellung.
and see if they can.
Ladeschütze. Panzergranate bereithalten. Man kann nie wissen. Wir sind bereit, Herr Kommandant.
I think it's time for this to get pulled back.
Wir wurden getroffen!
We're definitely being responsible now for a wide area, so I want to cut this off, but instead of coming from this way, we'll come from this way with our light tanks.
Der brennt lichterloh. Geschütz einsatzbereit.
Let's get off maybe 1 round and then pull
Scheiße!
back.
Das war knapp!
Sorgen Sie für ein freies Schussfeld.
Yeah, honestly, it was a mistake to leave.
Jawohl,
Even
Hauptmann.
let him get 1 shot off
Wahrer
there.
Gefechtsgeschwindigkeit!
Our recon tank is approaching.
Speer bereit.
Feind direkt vor eigener Stellung. Wir wurden getroffen! Die Gruppe erwartet Ihre Befehle. Jawohl, Hauptmann.
And this thing
Rückwärts,
is
Marsch! Front zum Feind!
already running quite low on ammunition there for its main gun. Let's add a little bit more meat to this push when we come around.
We give up!
And let's add some recon here so we have some clue of what's happening in that direction.
Zu Befehl!
Later on, we'll be able to dot some 88 mils back here to give a secondary line of support. But I'm hoping this thing could find some tanks to engage like that one, or like whatever it was back there, because
Ja, verstanden.
I mean it's almost out of
We
ammunition.
give up!
For its explosive
Und
rounds.
stürmt oder schneit.
That's a really good piece of equipment. I've been meaning to experiment
eins an
with,
alle.
but haven't had the chance to
Funkeüberprüfung.
try out too much yet.
Kommen!
Machen uns bereit, Herr Kommandant.
Come on, Akito, keep trying to push up
Gute
against me.
Arbeit, Lichtschütze! Was sind Ihre Befehle? Zurück! Und zwar langsam!
And keep trying.
Fertig machen, Männer.
I like it when you do that. Okay, we're gonna push this way. These guys will
Verstanden!
probably actually
Ausführen und
die.
vernichten!
But you know, here is somewhere. Oh, they have a lot of. They certainly invested in anti-air a lot. I don't know how this guy is having such a hard time when most of his assets are tied up back there.
Wir haben keine Munition mehr!
Yeah, so we're gonna start establishing more AT in this area. Put our last spot troop out here.
Wir haben Verluste erlitten. Bereit, Panzer zu knacken. Ladeschütze. Panzergranate bereithalten. Man kann nie wissen.
It looks like I'm gonna pull my way to Stalin this way, just because the heaviest, and I'm loath to like make it vulnerable like that, but I mean it looks like that's gonna be the area of the heaviest resistance, so that's how we're gonna deploy
Wir
our
wurden
guys there.
getroffen! Höre Sie klar und
In
deutlich!
fact, better to pull these back now because yeah, they're not capable of taking on that by themselves.
Feind direkt vor eigener Stellung!
Much better
Marsch!
to wait
Front zum Feind!
for the support offered by these guys and by
Kampfbereit!
these anti-tanks and Stalin coming in from this side.
Wie lautet Ihr Befehl, Hauptmann? Absitzen, sofort!
Vorwärts und immer die Augen offen halten. Ja?
Jawohl, Herr Kommandant. Marsch! Aber achten Sie auf unsere Flanken!
Now the M20 is not a piece that I see used very much.
Zurück! Und zwar langsam!
Yeah, we're gonna pull these back because it does not really have a chance
Jawohl, Hauptmann!
against those. Although, yeah, this thing's got to get pulled back.
Zurück! Und zwar langsam! Marschbereitschaft hergestellt.
Yeah, it looks like they're pushing in force with all their armor
Pack zur Stelle.
straight this way.
Wir wurden getroffen!
That was rough.
Geschütz einsatzbereit.
Volltreffer! Sie ist zerstört!
Got a very effective side shot there. Let's also push infantry up and clear this out a little bit. Meanwhile, Frontier is holding firm against,
Bereit, Panzer zu knacken.
no resistance.
Zum Schützenrodel aufgehen, mir nach! Guter Schuss!
Yeah, and I'm just thinking that I might push up some here. If this guy could secure my flank,
Seid auf der Hut.
that'd be great. But I'll do it. I mean, I'll do it myself.
Indianer voraus, bereit für den Angriff. Scheiße, das war knapp. Ich höre.
Yeah, we'll pull these back. These don't.
Ein Abschussring mehr.
Actually, let's hunt them this way, and they'll come out on this side.
Machen uns bereit, Herr Kommandant.
Verdammt, es hat mich erwischt.
Gute Arbeit, Richtschütze.
Good side shots there. I'm glad. Man, there's a lot of infantry. I'm glad I didn't sacrifice these guys in a frontal charge, although I did lose probably more than I had to. Now for our anti-tank, we have many more options now.
Hero 2,
Although obviously, like, we've been holding the line without much difficulty.
Ruhe, herhören. Zieh den Arsch an, Hans.
The enemy definitely has, is going to be,
Lanzer zur
looks like
Stelle.
using the advantage of me not having any good AT in the area is providing.
Wir haben Ausfälle in unseren Reihen.
Ob stürmt oder schneit. Siegpunkt erreicht. Raus mit euch.
Speer zur Stelle.
Gute Arbeit, Richtschütze.
Wir haben Verluste erlitten.
Here we have an unfortunate situation. I'm going to
Lass
have
mich
to.
raus!
These
Ich will nach
axes
Hause!
are
Lass mich gehen!
having good effect against my my equipment here because they're all
Jawohl,
this
Hauptmann.
guy is out of rounds. So
Ah,
it's
es hat
being
mich
gun.
erwischt! Jawohl, Herr Kommandant. Zurück! Und zwar langsam! Ah, es hat mich erwischt!
Don't shoot! Verdammt, es hat mich erwischt.
Lanzer zur Stelle.
Verdammt, es hat mich erwischt.
Rot 1 an alle. Funküberprüfung. Kommen. Verstanden. Aufspüren und vernichten.
Stand up there and knock out those smaller guns.
Sanitäter! Stehen bereit. Wir wurden getroffen! Rückwärts, Marsch! Front zum Feind! Anhalten! Wir warten hier!
Seid wachsam, Soldaten.
Don't waste its
Geschütz
resupply on this
einsatzbereit.
guy.
Es hat Unteroffizier Steiner erwischt.
Stehen bereit. Zweiter Zug, vorwärts, Marsch! Sanitäter!
Okay, it looks like the enemy here has building up some assets.
Wir können nicht mehr.
Ah, es hat mich erwischt! Marschbereitschaft hergestellt. Jawohl, Herr Hauptmann. Ah, es hat mich erwischt! Wahrer Gefechtsgeschwindigkeit.
Okay, we have lost our
Zweiter
Panzer
Zug
Grenadier. Looks like
einsatzbereit.
some of our more advanced positions are being revealed to be fairly weak
Bereit, Herr Hauptmann.
in the face of this opposition since they're not backed up by heavy anti-tank or other support.
Verdammt, es hat mich erwischt.
Hauptmann,
Kamerad!
Lanzer zur Stelle.
wir geben auf.
Jawohl, Kommandant.
There we go. Lost my Panzer IV, or my, yeah, this Panzer III against
Verdammt,
something.
es hat mich erwischt.
Not sure
Braucht jemand Munition?
exactly what happened
Los,
to it
die
though.
warten schon auf uns. Es ist mir eine Ehre, die Männer anzuführen. Zur Stelle.
Zieh den Arsch an, Hans.
Better just get those guys out of there, I think. My boy to Stalin is proving really effective
Überprüft
at
Waffen und Munition.
taking on like all of these
Lass mich raus!
heavy enemy
Ich will da
armor
raus!
pieces like a champ.
Jawohl, Herr Kommandant.
But that being said, it's probably about time I invested in some AA. Because as you can see, I've kind of knocked the wind out of their push on this side.
Verdammt, hier ist ganz schön was los. Voll ins Schwarze.
Lass mich raus! Ich will nach Hause! Lass mich gehen! Jawohl, Kommandant.
Absitzen, sofort. Ich höre.
Yeah, kill that gun.
Verdammt, es hat mich erwischt.
Whoops, completely forgot about this guy.
Geschütz einsatzbereit. Sanitäter!
Yeah, I knew the APCR was gonna be way too much for
Den
that.
hat's erwischt. Rot 6, kampfbereit. Scheiße, das war knapp. Zu Befehl.
I think it's time to pull these back and redeploy them up here. I think that's where the support is
Keine
needed at the moment.
Vorkommnisse.
Geräuschdisziplin.
Yeah, it's time for
Das
some,
ist nicht mehr auszuhalten!
some heavy AA to give us the support that we need.
Feind gesichtet.
Jawohl, Herr Kommandant. Angriff!
Erwarten Ihre Befehle.
Es ist mir eine Ehre, die Männer anzuführen. Don't shoot! Alle Mann zurück!
Wir sind bereit, Herr Kommandant.
Gute Arbeit, Richtschütze!
Machen uns bereit, Herr Kommandant. Zieh den Arsch an, Hans.
Zu Ihren Diensten, Herr Kommandant. An dieser Position müssen wir raus.
Sanitäter! Ruhe, herhören.
We give up!
Zweiter Zug einsatzbereit.
Seeing some good kills there by this piece.
Wir haben Verluste erlitten.
Weihnachten ist der Krieg vorbei.
Verdammt, es hat mich erwischt.
Ladeschütze, Panzergranate bereithalten. Man kann nie wissen.
Marschpause.
Is that good? I just want that bit of forest anchored for me.
Verdammt, hier ist ganz schön was los. Es ist mir eine Ehre, die Männer anzuführen. Marschbereitschaft hergestellt. Scheiße, es hat einen erwischt.
Oh, there goes our lack of AA hurting us
Zu Befehl.
pretty good. It's time for this to be like the centerpiece of this defense again, because that's what it,
Was sind Ihre
where
Befehle?
it appears like it was being mostly.
Sanitäter!
Jawohl. Auf erkannten Feind Feuererlaubnis.
Geschütz wird bewegt, Herr Kommandant. Ja, Hauptmann?
Zu Befehl. Zurück. Und zwar langsam.
Yeah, I don't think that thing can take it on by itself.
Feind gesichtet. Seid auf der Hut.
Jawohl, Hauptmann.
Our AA problem is about to be solved.
Feind gesichtet. Seid auf der Hut. Machen uns bereit, Herr Kommandant. Wie sieht's aus, Hauptmann? Los, Jungs, Augen auf.
Yeah. These infantry of the 20th Panzer you can see is asking for help. Like, clearing this forest is not easy, especially, but the 20th Panzer is not well optimized for, like, close quarters engagements. Generally, it doesn't have a lot of that kind of capability. Instead, I've spec.
Scheiße, das war knapp.
That was going to kill that thing in a...
Und zwar langsam.
Yeah, there it goes.
Bleibt in Deckung!
It appears that they have rushed me here.
Klasse,
But
Ziel zerstört.
did not count on my Pioneer for supporting me,
Wir haben keine Geschosse mehr.
because it threw in that
Bereit zum
shell,
Feuern, Kommandant.
and between those two things, it looks like
Indianer
that
voraus,
sure
bereit
was
für den Angriff.
for me to say.
Punkt erreicht. Raus mit euch.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle?
Fertig machen, Männer. Hier können wir nichts mehr ausrichten. Verstanden. Pack zur Stelle. Deckung!
Jawohl, Herr Kommandant. Absitzen, sofort. Feuer und Bewegung. Lanzer zur Stelle.
I want to stabilize this.
Wir gewinnen
left
diesen
sector
Krieg.
here.
Das ist ein Befehl.
Wir haben keine Munition mehr.
Yeah, I think they overestimated the capabilities of their attack aircraft.
Den Feind hat's zerlegt.
Fertig machen, Männer.
So now the very capable AA net of this division is coming into play. There's the ace of the division
Haha,
there.
das hat gesessen.
Very minimal. I mean, like, you know, they say unique paint job. This guy, his paint job has got to be the most minimal I've seen. It's literally just the insignia of the division right there. I'm pretty sure that's it, and the new number with this elephant.
Zerstört.
Anyway, that's just me.
Jawohl, Kommandant. Der ist hinüber.
Wollen Sie mitfahren?
Bleibt in Deckung!
Yeah, this guy is a little optimistic here on his deployment of aircraft. I don't think that he realizes exactly that
Flak bereit.
he's not capable anymore of repelling these attacks with those units.
Marschbereitschaft hergestellt. Siegpunkt erreicht. Raus mit euch.
Bajonette aufpflanzen.
Den Feind hat's zerlegt.
Verdammt, hier ist ganz schön was los.
At long last, there
Feind
goes
gesichtet.
our boy
Seid auf der
Stalin.
Hut.
Rot 1 an alle. Funküberprüfung. Kommen.
Jawohl, Herr Kommandant.
Haha, das hat
Served
gesessen.
well, but it's good if you can husband it all the way through A and B, because then it did a good job and definitely got its points back.
Halte Ausschau nach feindlichen Flugzeugen.
Scheiße, es hat Einen erwischt.
Let's drop another 88 here.
Rot 1 an alle. Funküberprüfung. Kommen.
Verdammt, hier ist ganz schön was los.
Bereit zum Feuern, Kommandant.
Voll auf die 12.
Marschbereitschaft hergestellt.
Feind gesichtet.
It looks like the enemy finally managed to
Ja, Hauptmann.
engage that Pioneer Fuel successfully. Take him out of the
Geschütz
game.
einsatzbereit.
Halte Ausschau nach feindlichen Flugzeugen.
I'm tempted to deploy these like beautiful, like powerful 88mm guns, but there is nothing right now that they're sending at me that warrants the deployment of an 88. There's nothing, no tough enough tanks that need to be cracked like that. What we can do is throw in more mediums, because this division excels with
bereit.
those.
Hauptmann.
Verdammt, es hat mich erwischt.
Volltreffer. Ziel zerstört.
Unfortunately, they decided to push with light tanks, which is not going to do so good against the
Jawohl,
Panzer
Hauptmann.
IV.
Volle Schwarze.
So they have like a coordinated offensive here
Der
taking
brennt
place,
lichterloh.
but I have something in place to repel
Warten
every
auf
part of
Luft-
it.
oder Bodenziele.
Der ist hinüber.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle?
Absitzen, sofort.
Jawohl, Herr Kommandant.
Unten bleiben!
Marschbereitschaft hergestellt.
Zieh den Arsch an Hand. Nimm die Beine in die Hand.
Jawohl, Herr Kommandant.
Let's go ahead and take those buildings. I think it's
Bereit zum Feuern,
time
Kommandant.
that we do that.
Sanitäter!
Now, this truck is probably not
Jawohl,
going to be
Herr
needed. The
Hauptmann.
only thing I really thought it was necessary for was to support my Boydestal with shells, but so that's not the case. I'm going to
Vollgas voraus.
help out this guy's Hummels. We do have our own artillery here that we could use, especially if like the rules are reversed and we're trying to push into this forest. We could build a nice battery of artillery. Here, this is not something that I think is going to be worth the points, given the already limited supplies.
Bereit, Herr Kommandant.
It's a lot of heavy flak now.
Geschütz überprüft und einsatzbereit.
Volltreffer. Ziel zerstört.
Probably not something they're really thinking about dealing with at the moment.
Was sind Ihre Befehle?
Sanitäter!
Marschbereitschaft hergestellt.
Ja, Hauptmann.
Alright, let's pull them back. I don't need them
Ah, es hat
getting
mich
hit by that
erwischt!
fire.
Gute Arbeit, Richtschütze.
Товарищ, не стреляй!
I assume that this player has mostly kind of abandoned his
Verdammt, es hat mich
positions
erwischt.
here because here, like, I mean, we had this flag just a minute ago. That's how few troops they have in
Wie
the
lauten
area.
Ihre Befehle? Ah, es hat mich erwischt!
Jawohl, Hauptmann. Ich werde Ihnen zeigen, wie ein preußischer Offizier kämpfen kann.
Ooh, yeah, let's wipe that out.
Stürmt
Bring it
oder
here.
schneit.
Let's see it. Let's see it, buddy. Bring it back.
Wachsam bleiben. We surrender.
We now have a lot of floating points.
Volltreffer. Ziel zerstört.
If I had heavy tanks, this is where I would try, you know, a nice heavy tank push. But since that's not the case, you know, we could try some some mediums. That's probably what we'll do is we'll throw some mediums into this area here because it looks like they could really use the help.
Wir stehen unter Beschuss!
And I mean, they're getting pressured so heavily right here down the center.
Ruhe, herhören.
Marschpause.
Hauptmann, Feuerbereitschaft hergestellt.
Looks like that guy darted in
Auf
and darted out.
Erkannten Feuererlaubnis.
Was sind Ihre
Luckily for him
Befehle?
without being hit.
Gute Arbeit, Richtschütze.
Although we got him on the way out this time.
Was sind Ihre Befehle? Gute Arbeit, Richtschütze.
Brauchen Sie ein paar Augen und Ohren, Kommandant?
Zurück.
Yeah, we don't want that guy getting that close.
Rot 6, kampfbereit.
That was real close. That was a bit of a close call.
Marsch. Aber achten Sie auf
But they
unsere
revealed
Flanken.
themselves.
Jawohl, Hauptmann. Rückwärts, Marsch. Front zum Feind.
Let's take this Crossroads Junction.
Taxi, dort müssen wir hin.
Let's throw an anti-tank
Scheiße,
down
das war knapp.
there. And right here.
Den hat's erwischt. Höre Sie klar und deutlich. Wir wurden schwer getroffen.
Stehen bereit.
Ooh, that was harsh.
Jawohl, Kommandant. Vorwärts, Männer, aber schießt erst auf mein Kommando.
Well, instead of moving the way that I instructed them to, well, it looks like they're going this way, which actually I think I can permit. I think that's the right way to move.
Rot 6, kampfbereit. Marschbereitschaft hergestellt. Scheiße, das war knapp.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle?
Looks like we have an enemy tank push on our left
Überprüft
sector
Waffen und
here.
Munition.
Guter Schuss.
Ladeschütze, Panzergranate bereithalten. Man kann nie wissen. Die Gruppe erwartet Ihre Befehle.
Gute Arbeit, Richtschütze. Rot 6, kampfbereit.
Yeah, it looks like I'm just gonna get stuck up in a tank battle
Was sind Ihre Befehle?
or in a even worse one, in a tank to anti-tank gun battle, so we're gonna have them pull back.
Gute Arbeit, Richtschütze.
Deckung! Fertig machen, Männer!
And this is obviously right here not a situation you want to find your AT in.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle? Zieh den Arsch an Hand! Das ist nicht mehr auszuhalten! Wir sind bereit, Herr Kommandant.
Verstanden. Aufspüren und vernichten.
That really did get his bomb off, didn't it? This guy is having a bad time in terms of
Verdammt,
his AA.
es hat mich erwischt.
Bereit, Herr Hauptmann.
Yeah, we're gonna just push all this
Wir
back.
geben auf!
This development of the anti-tank guns was too aggressive.
Wir haben Ausfälle in unseren Reihen!
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle?
Wir haben keine Geschosse mehr!
Oh, that
Wir haben
actually.
Ausfälle in
See,
unseren
I was
Reihen!
not expecting that to win the battle. I wanted to get to one more round and get out, but it took it out.
Hat jemand ein Taxi bestellt?
Wir können nicht mehr.
Yeah, I want to give my allies some support because this corner really needs to be
An alle
secure,
Einheiten! Feind gesichtet!
or else I'm gonna have a bad
Wie
time.
lauten Ihre
As
Befehle?
you can see, they can just start putting
Wir
stuff
haben
onto my
Verluste
flank
erlitten.
and really give me
Ob
trouble.
stürmt oder schneit.
An alle Einheiten! Feind gesichtet!
Rot 6, kampfbereit. Siegpunkt erreicht. Raus mit euch. Wie lautet Ihr Befehl, Hauptmann? Höre Sie klar und deutlich.
Ooh, it looks like this guy wanted an easy kill, but
Wir
he's
haben
gonna
Verluste
get
erlitten.
this Panzer III instead.
Ein Abschussring mehr.
Gute Arbeit, Richtschütze.
Yeah, there he goes.
Marsch. Aber achten Sie auf unsere Flanken.
Warten auf Luft- oder Bodenziele.
Let's push this back up to here, where it was before,
Wir stehen unter Beschuss.
and get this guy to go
Hauptmann,
back.
Feuerbereitschaft hergestellt.
Jawohl, Herr Kommandant. Zurück. Und zwar
Wow, just so
langsam.
much. This is like a culture of
Richtig,
death here. This
Gefechtsbereitschaft herstellen.
central area. No reason at all to try to push out of that.
Absetzen, sofort.
Angriffsformation sammeln.
Geschütz überprüft und einsatzbereit.
Ich höre. Ich kann die Kugel an mir vorbeizischen hören.
I'm always tempted to
Verdammt,
put more heavy
wir haben
AA.
Munition geladen.
I don't think this guy will survive the crossing.
habe hier das Kommando.
We'll have him wait for now. Fighting is perfectly even now on the map. We have two flags. One flag that's kind of close, but I think to grab it, we're gonna have to like push harder and really use like all these assets right here and just try to like just grab it. We'll have to secure this surrounding area and then put infantry here from there, and that's assuming the enemy doesn't make a counterattack or something, which, you know, they won't be static. They certainly will be thinking of doing something like that.
Infanterie bereit.
Oh yeah, look at that right there. I already lost my Pioneer Fuhrer.
Rot 1 an alle. Funküberprüfung. Kommen.
So I'm glad I pulled him back.
Höre Sie klar und deutlich. Angriff!
Yeah, just travel that way
Hier rot 2,
a
Feind
nice,
gesichtet.
natural way, please. No crazy shenanigans. Oh wow, that's a lot of firepower. You know what? I think to support our ally, let's throw in these light tanks here, because it's really in our vested interest if he has an easier time of it, and we want that to happen. So let's give him some support.
Ob stürmt oder schneit.
Klasse, Ziel zerstört.
There we go. We have the enemy counterattack I was expecting.
Gute Arbeit, Richtschütze.
Verdammt, es hat mich erwischt.
Ja? Hoffentlich entdeckt uns der Feind nicht im offenen Gelände. Feind direkt vor eigener Stellung.
Where it seems to
Haha,
be
das hat gesessen.
being repelled fairly easily. We knocked out one whole squad with fire. We took out another one of them with a shell from, I think, the 88. So I think they should be doing just fine and dandy.
Transportkommando
Good to see my
bereit.
Opel Blitz was able to be of use to him.
Sanitäter! Überprüft Waffen und Munition.
Okay, we
Please,
got an IS-2 there.
don't shoot.
Alright. Okay, alright, I see you. We have the AA net we need already, so we can focus on just pouring in these additional support assets.
Feind gesichtet. Gefechtsbereitschaft herstellen.
Fortunately, what we are is out of infantry. We have more like elite infantry here. As you can see, they're all upfitted.
Ruhe, herhören.
Either 1 or 2 rank, but it also means that, of course, we have a lot less
We
to
surrender.
play with.
Verdammt, es hat mich erwischt.
Verstanden. Aufspüren und
This team
vernichten.
is making a major push on this side.
Please, don't shoot.
Volltreffer. Ziel zerstört. Zu Befehl. Wahrer Gefechtsgeschwindigkeit.
Zieh den Arsch an Hans.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle? Renn zu!
Der brennt lichterloh.
Nichts wie raus hier!
Ladeschütze. Panzergranate bereithalten.
Looks like
Man kann nie wissen.
one of our allies here has an interest in pushing.
Товарищ, не стреляй!
I'd feel pretty annoyed if I was that player and I didn't get that kill.
Verstanden. Renn zu!
Rot 1 an alle. Funküberprüfung. Kommen. Gute Arbeit, Richtschütze.
I guess we'll have to throw a serious anti-tank gun down on this
Gute
side.
Arbeit, Richtschütze.
From the looks of it.
Marschbereitschaft hergestellt.
Männer, mir nach!
Wir haben Verluste erlitten! Hauptmann, Feuerbereitschaft hergestellt. Auf erkannten Feind Feuererlaubnis.
Jawohl, Hauptmann.
Volle Deckung.
We're facing a fairly large
Es hat Unteroffizier Steine erwischt.
armored push here by the enemy.
Lass mich raus! Ich will da raus!
Seeing a lot of armored vehicles coming up.
Angriffsformation. Sammeln.
Wir wurden aufgeklärt.
That could be an issue.
Gute Arbeit, Richtschütze.
Es hat Unteroffizier Steine erwischt.
Did kill
sind
the
bereit, Herr Kommandant.
IS-22 it looks like, so that's good for us. This thing's range is so long I can start engaging all the way from out here. That's amazing.
Wir wurden aufgeklärt.
Hauptmann. Volltreffer. Sie ist zerstört.
Fertig machen, Männer.
Zurück. Und zwar langsam. Hoch auf dem gelben Wagen. Höre Sie klar und deutlich.
Nehmt alles unter Beschuss.
See, now I'm running out of spots to throw down this heavy AA because I don't have that much, like, territory or use for all that.
Indianer voraus, bereit für den Angriff.
Wir wurden aufgeklärt.
Angriff!
Looks like our tanks have arrived. I don't see them having expended any ammo, but hopefully they are of some help securing his flank.
Was können wir für Sie tun? Wir wurden aufgeklärt.
Wir wurden getroffen!
Pack zur Stelle.
That spot troop repelled the assault.
Wir sind bereit, Herr Kommandant. Bereit für Ihre Anweisung, Kommandant.
Because of this 88mm gunfire. So
Bereit,
that's
Herr
awesome.
Kommandant.
Wir wurden getroffen!
Товарищ, не стреляй!
Wir wurden aufgeklärt.
We can put some MGs into position now.
Machen uns bereit, Herr Kommandant.
Siegpunkt erreicht. Raus mit euch!
This would be of use, it appears.
Scheiße! Das war knapp! Ob stürmt oder
I don't want
schneit.
this thing sitting through just bombardments. It only went through one, so let's pull it back.
Bereit für den Transport. Absitzen, sofort.
Wir sind bereit, Herr Kommandant. Ladeschütze. Panzergranate bereithalten. Man kann nie wissen.
Yeah, at this point, dude, it's like artillery is like the only thing saving you. That and just the meat you're throwing into your grinder there. Since our front is stable now, not seeing a lot of enemies, we are in a good position to lend support both to our left and right flank and help out our allies in their sectors.
Ja, Hauptmann?
Hoffentlich schießt niemand auf uns.
Keine Vorkommnisse.
Bereit, Herr Hauptmann.
Now I want to push this up, but we don't.
Vorsichtig, Männer, der Feind ist in der Nähe.
This is the only firepower we have in the
Landsat zur
area. So
Stelle.
I'm definitely. Actually, I probably will not be pushing that up there. I'll be moving
Zweiter
guys
Zug einsatzbereit.
into here instead in terms of making an offensive movement.
Jawohl.
That guy should be happy that this 88 is just in range, because those planes would have just come right in, probably. Or not, because he has 3 multiple daggers.
Sanitäter! Wir sind festgenagelt!
Fertig machen, Männer.
Sanitäter!
Jawohl, Herr Kommandant. Angriff!
Maybe it's.
Guter Schuss!
Maybe we should push some of our guys up here into this area.
Hero 2, Feind gesichtet.
Sure, we can
Gibt
get
es
some.
Neuigkeiten?
We can get some
Fuchs 1
close
greift
support
an.
aircraft in there to get some kills and drain their resources.
We give up!
As long as it's in front of our lines and
Ich
not
luft
way
hoch.
behind.
Ja, Ende.
Oh, but even then,
für die
it's a
Wochenshow.
lot of AA for just one very forward deployed squad. It's attracting a lot of fire.
Klasse! Ziel zerstört! Befehle, Kommandant?
Verdammter Mist, der Motor brennt. Siegpunkt erreicht. Raus mit euch.
Hauptmann, Feuerbereitschaft hergestellt.
Biel Feind. Biel Air.
Now,
Hier haben wir niedergemäht.
since we have the capacity, I think I'll throw down some anti-tank guns on this left side. Maybe that'll reduce the volume of
Höre Sie klar und
threats
deutlich.
they're having to face from that place, from that area.
Verstanden. Aufspüren und vernichten.
If I had more infantry, I would gladly put them here, but I do not. Here are this guy who surrendered, now an AI. Still useful in their own way for like determining enemy positions
Yeah,
that
Hauptmann.
would usually be hidden.
Auf, Soldaten!
Wir wurden getroffen.
Oh wow, yeah, you don't want these out in an
Rot
open
1
tank
an alle.
battle. That's where they'll just
Funkeüberprüfung.
perish
Kommen.
immediately. Immediately. There they go. Yeah, these things should
Was
not be
sind Ihre
trusted
Befehle?
by themselves against anything other than armored cars.
Zurück.
And even then, armored
Und
cars
zwar
could
langsam.
have a fair shot at disabling them.
Hoch auf dem gelben Wagen.
Well, I didn't mean to deploy those there. Let's push them back
Bereit für Ihre Anweisung, Kommandant.
as far
Wir
back
haben
as we
Ausfälle in
can.
unseren Reihen.
And just for fun, we'll throw another 88 on the side.
MG einsatzbereit.
Wir haben Verluste erlitten.
Yeah, this was an error there on my part. I should have known that they wouldn't take this route here and would use the road.
Ziel ausgeschaltet.
Machen uns bereit, Herr Kommandant.
My anti-tank gun make them surrender. Let's see. It should happen.
Wir haben Ausfälle in unseren Reihen.
Nope, it's dead. It's gone.
Wir sind bereit, Herr Kommandant.
Ich höre.
Товарищ, не
Looks like
стреляй!
this guy's about to take the combined fire of an 88 and this tank.
Wir wurden getroffen. Ob stürmt oder schneit.
You know, with the Achilles, you're getting some spectacular firepower, but at the cost of,
Flak bereit.
well, at the cost of
Товарищ,
armor.
не стреляй!
Bereitschaft herstellen.
Jawohl, Herr Kommandant.
Камрад, камрад!
Ziel ausgeschaltet.
Geschütz einsatzbereit. Ein Abschussring
Please
mehr.
sit here and pump rounds this way. That's fine with me.
Ich höre, Herr Hauptmann.
MG, in Stellung gehen. Jawohl.
Ooh, that's a lot of fire.
Hier ist ganz schön was los. Rot 6, kampfbereit. Scheiße, es hat einen erwischt. Ich befolge nur Befehle. Zurückfallen lassen.
These things aren't bad against Sherman 3s, it's just that I don't want to face it without some heavier support.
Scheiße, es hat einen erwischt.
Oh, there, why even buy an 88 when I have one like right
Halte
here?
Ausschau nach feindlichen Flugzeugen.
Zurückfallen lassen. Wollen Sie mitfahren?
Well, I only wanted to play this on this far side here because
Der brennt
it seems
lichterloh.
safe, but this is not safe anymore, so we're just gonna throw it in there instead. There's something in there.
Ich höre.
Unfortunately, they're out of range. Oh,
Rot
not for
6,
long though.
kampfbereit.
Wir stehen unter Beschuss. Verstanden. Vorwärts, Männer, aber seid schussbereit.
Hauptmann,
Yeah, you go get it, man. You got this.
Brauchen Sie Deckungsfeuer?
verstanden. Aufspüren und vernichten.
Yeah, no more of that. No more of that. You better stop, bro.
Wir haben keine Geschosse mehr.
Oh, this guy was really gonna use APCR against
Wir haben
the
Verluste
breakdown
erlitten.
carrier. That is so unnecessary.
Der brennt lichterloh.
Feind gesichtet. Gefechtsbereitschaft herstellen. Weihnachten ist der Krieg vorbei.
Sanitäter!
For some reason, this Sherman 3 is prioritized. This gun,
Камрад, камрад!
but it won't live long to regret that. There it goes.
Zu Befehl. Indianer voraus, bereit für den Angriff.
Mirror-wise, I'd love to just drop a bunch
Wir
of
stehen
ordnance in,
unter
but
Beschuss.
I think that instead I will actually use the artillery tab, which I was not planning on, and I will give them some of the support that it looks like they so desperately need.
Die Gruppe erwartet Ihre Befehle.
Vorwärts, Männer, aber seid schussbereit. Befehle, Kommandant? Wir brauchen langsam Munitionsnachschub.
Well, this thing
Geschütz überprüft und einsatzbereit.
needs more ammo as well.
Товарищ, не стреляй!
Passt auf euch auf, Kameraden.
Geben Sie mir den Feuerleitstand. Mann, war das knapp. Koordinaten erhalten. Feuer nach eigenem Ermessen.
Okay, is it over?
Geben Sie mir den
Can I get over there
Feuerleitstand.
real quick? Thank you, bro.
Halt Ausschau nach Angriffszielen. Halt Ausschau nach Angriffszielen.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, that's a hell of an idea there, I have to say.
Ob stürmt oder schneit. Wie Feind, wie leer.
Thinking about using these to, like, selectively just, you know, grab their own little lanes of fire.
Bereit, Herr Hauptmann.
This
Vorwärts,
guy, I'm
Männer,
gonna
aber
move
schieße
here.
erst auf mein
Hopefully he can
Kommando.
draw some attention from the enemy, and then I can use my,
Wie
like,
lauten Ihre Befehle?
superior firepower to hammer it when it reveals itself.
Hauptmann, wie Wir brechen auf.
Ah, es hat mich erwischt!
Vorgeschobener Beobachter bereit.
Ah, es hat mich erwischt!
Man, you guys should not be moving those in there. That's a bad idea. So, it looks like it worked well.
Wie
These
lauten
guys
Ihre Befehle?
made these two enemy infantry units come out, and we're gonna be able to, pummel them now.
Jawohl,
Yeah,
Kommandant.
good for us, good for us. Although that's not what's in here, apparently there's something else.
Wir gewinnen diesen Krieg. Das ist ein Befehl. Unsere Artillerie wartet auf
Somehow all of these infantry ended up behind
Den hat's erwischt.
their own lines. Not sure how that even happens.
Wir stehen unter Beschuss!
You know, we'll buy some real artillery to knock out those guns down there.
Bereit, Herr Hauptmann.
Passt auf euch auf, Kameraden.
Hauptmann, zurückfallen lassen.
Ja?
If we had more infantry, I'd do the same thing here and push these out to get the enemy attention and use all these guns to annihilate them, but I
Es ist
don't
mir eine
have
Ehre, die
that. The
Männer
only
anzuführen.
option I would have is these
Vorwärts
guys.
und immer nach dem Feind
Not
Ausschau
willing
halten.
to move them up too much. What a confused mess that is, huh? Wow.
Vorgeschobener Beobachter bereit. Koordinaten erhalten. Feuer nach eigenem
I can
Wissen.
say though that I think that they need some off map.
Geben Sie mir den Feuerleitstand. Koordinaten erhalten. Feuer nach eigenem Wissen. Wir bewegen uns zum Zielpunkt.
Камрад, Камрад!
Hier können wir nichts mehr ausrichten. Jawohl, Kommandant.
They really do think I'm back there. I'm about to take out their ship
Vorwärts,
through the
Männer, aber
Panzer
schießt erst auf
Cross.
mein Kommando.
Товарищ, не стреляй!
Stellung halten, Soldaten. Angriff!
Kill it!
Zieh den Arsch an Hand.
Come on! Fire!
Haha, das hat gesessen.
Oh, there it goes.
Hauptmann, Feuerbereitschaft hergestellt.
Geben Sie uns Feuerkoordinaten. Auf mein Kommando. Feuer aus allen Rohren.
This is like Battle of Britain levels of German bombers, just whole formations coming in here. That's insane.
Klasse, Ziel zerstört.
Unsere Artillerie wartet auf Koordinaten.
So,
Klasse, Ziel zerstört.
playing a pretty successful late game here. You know, I think trading favorably with the enemy, kind of making them come out when we want them to,
Товарищ, не стреляй!
and taking advantage of their
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle?
preparedness or lack thereof here to get us some good kills.
Камрад, Камрад!
Das Ziel ist nur noch ein Haufen Staub. Raketenwerfer kann eingesetzt werden.
Man,
Auf mein
if
Kommando.
that guy had
Feuer aus
the
allen
range,
Rohren.
I would happily
Halt!
put that in there.
Unsere Artillerie wartet auf Koordinaten. 300 zulegen. Vorrufen. Feuer.
There we go. Let's dump those off maps onto their heads.
Pack zur Stelle.
Hoffentlich schießt niemand auf uns. Feindgesicht jetzt, Ziel auffassen.
I see some enemy movement here. They might be. Looks like they're planning something.
Wir sind bereit, Herr Kommandant.
probably not in my best interests, if I had to guess.
Munition! Verdammt, wir brauchen Munition!
Hoffentlich schießt niemand auf uns.
Wird schwere Artillerie gebraucht? Verstanden. Vorstoßen und nach dem Feind
Let's put
Ausschau
these
halten.
Sears machine guns can knock out enemy infantry in these areas.
Zieh den Arsch an, Hans! Infanterie bereit! Wie sieht's aus, Hauptmann? Zieh den Arsch an, Hans!
We're really punishing them here in these last couple of minutes.
Klasse, Ziel zerstört. Wir geben auf. Jawohl, Herr Kommandant. Vorfeld beobachten, Männer.
Товарищ, не стреляй!
Befehle, Kommandant.
Indianer voraus, bereit für den Angriff.
Yeah, well, the round's almost over, but we may as well just throw these in because these are
Ja,
gonna be
bin
ready
niedergemäht.
before these guys even
Feind im Nahbereich.
Everybody's trying to take that point right there because it's
Sanitäter!
like the one thing that could possibly make the difference now.
Ein Abschussring mehr!
Sanitäter! Wir sind bereit, Herr Kommandant.
Der Sieg liebt
I
diese
love it when tanks
Unfall.
turn my 88's head on. It's beautiful.
Hauptmann?
Sanitäter!
Klasse, Ziel.
Well, that's it for this round, guys, and that's it for the game. I hope y'all kind of liked some of what you saw here. This, after all, was a draw with the 20th Panzer using its mix of potent offensive weaponry. You know, it's anti-tank and it's AA. We're able to keep the enemy at bay there in our sector. If we look at our team stats here, we are Cheyenne Mountain Complex, 60-25 to 340, so almost double. That's pretty good. That's pretty solid. As you can see here in the beginning, our boy to Stalin, this isn't something you can always expect. We took this guy all the way to C phase where at last he died, and actually let's look at what he died to here. Where is it? My boy to Stalin. He died to an ISU, yeah, so normally these things don't last that long, but this guy did really well. At the beginning, you know, the enemy liked deploying a lot of infantry support guns, the like OBS 76.2 or whatever. You know, these 52P 353 76.2s. And then obviously this thing is more than capable of just smashing any medium tank it comes across, and that's all it really faced. Except for this and the other IS-122 that killed it. This guy was also one of our first guns. Was able to do a lot of damage because of the position he was in here. You know, some of these were microed well, and some of them were not. You can kind of tell the difference between those. Our 37 mil, you know, our 88s here and then down here did a good job of keeping the enemy at bay in terms of planes, but what they don't do is kill the planes usually. This, my 37 mil, took down all 4 of these planes, while my 88s I had, their kills are all measured in infantry, even though they were have a longer range than the 37, shot at more planes more often, expended more ammo. The thing that's going to get you the kills in that case is going to be your 37 mils. Those are the plane killers. These are just keep them away. That being said, you know, we use them almost as if the way I'd use heavy tanks in some ways. Fortunately, the enemy wasn't super on top of it with his mortars, so we had a lot of freedom to use them, more than he should have let us have. And you can see that they reaped their results in knocking out enemy tanks that tried to pressure my defense several times, as well as getting the odd truck and whatnot. These Panzers, Panzer 3s and 4s, you know, are decent mediums, but, you know, they're good if you micro them carefully, but if you throw them into like a giant meat grinder, the like medium, like heavy tanks, like KV-1s, and then everything heavier than that, obviously they'll just get chewed up, so you don't want to throw in Panzer 4s or 3s, which are the meat of this division's tanks. into a situation, the more you can micro, the more you keep them fighting infantry and stuff, the better. They have 2 machine guns, they have a good main gun, they're good for that. More than capable of taking out light tanks as well, and like the tank up here that took out 3 M3s, you know, Lee's had a good time of it. These 88s here, if I'd been facing a Soviet division with like full-on like IS-2, you know, push, these 88s would have been invaluable. I mean, absolutely invaluable. Here, our 75s really were able to take care of all the tanks. We didn't need the extremely heavy firepower that the 88 brought with it. That being said, the extra range was nice to have. Okay, so here our 88, we can see this one did get a plane, and it also took out 2 AA guns. It doesn't like competition, clearly. And then at the end, you can see our off map that we poured in. These, you know, I both aimed about 1 target each. You know, they both fired, they both took out their targets properly. So guaranteed kill. You know, they dump a lot of high explosive in a small area. And then our heavy batteries here shredded the enemy, and I think they also used their machine guns at the end. So this kill, or like maybe these kills, might have been from the machine guns. But anyway, that's all for this video, guys. Oh, right. Let's check our losses. So, enemy anti-tank guns did a lot of the work. In some cases, they had some like heavier tanks that we didn't really have an answer to when we didn't have an 88mm nearby. But for the most part, we didn't suffer too heavily. Nothing was a absolute scourge of our existence this game. And then looking again, 625 to 340. So I hope that y'all enjoyed that video. You know, this quote-unquote Panzer division, more like a Panzer Grenadier division, I'd say, but good on different kinds of terrain. If you like support weapons, if you want to use 88s, if you want to use AA guns, if you want to use 75mm anti-tank guns or 88 anti-tank guns, this division has all of that in abundance. The one weakness of this is the mortars. Heavy enemy artillery or mortar fire. You know, we kept our AA moving around, but the mortars could have been more annoying, but fortunately we were able to mitigate that, and the enemy had to keep pushing us frontally, which just led him to take a lot of casualties. But anyway, that's all for today, guys. I hope that y'all enjoyed the video and learned just one thing new. The algorithm is hungry. It's a hungry boy, so please feed it by commenting something. You know, definitely a divisional guide you'd like to see next, and leave a like if y'all liked the video. But that's all for today, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed. This is Star Destroyer Gaming signing off.